Hello, hello, hello. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're watching from.
Hello. Hello. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're watching from. If today is your first time seeing me, I'm Cecilia, and I'm broadcasting live from London, England. On today's video, we are going to be talking about things we shouldn't share with co-workers. Things you should not share with co-workers. Remember, your co-workers are not your friends. So today we are going to be talking about things you don't share with them. Remember, at work, don't talk about your money, your honey, or your next move. Do you remember that saying? Yes, so at work, you don't talk about your money, your honey, or your next move. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're watching from. How are you today? Happy Tuesday. Let me know, please, where you're watching from. How are you today? On today's episode, we are going to be talking about things you don't tell your co-workers. Yes, remember, there's a video on the channel talking about you or telling you why your co-workers should not be your friends. Be nice, be friendly with co-workers, but co-workers are not your friends. So on today's video, we are talking about things you should not discuss with your co-worker or your co-workers. Do you remember that saying? Don't talk about your what? Your what? Money, honey, or your next move. Don't talk about that at work. So that is why we are here today. We are going to be sharing. I'm going to be sharing with you. If you've got points to share, if you've got stories to tell, I know we all must have gone through one thing or the other at work. I'm here to share from my experiences and from the place of like where I work. I work in HR, and we've seen a lot back scene. That is why I would come here all day, every time and talk about you. Make sure at work your friends are home. You have friends at home. You have in your personal life, but please keep your professional and personal life separately. Don't mix them up. Please don't mix them up. Your co-workers are never your friends. Your co-workers are your co-workers. Your co-workers are your colleagues at work. Be friendly with them, but remember they are not your friends. If you mistake your co-workers for friends, then you have only yourself to blame. Please. Okay, how are you today? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. If you're joining for the first time, I'm Cecilia Mbullah, and I'm broadcasting live from London, England. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, wherever you're watching from. Please do make sure you like, share, subscribe to the channel for more videos like this. How are you today? Remember this. I know we all remember this saying. Do you remember this saying? At work, don't share your money, your honey, or your next move. So let's just crack on. First thing, you do not share with your co-workers at work. Don't share these things. Your career ambitions. Your career ambition is your personal. It's personal. You don't have to share with your co-workers. Do not share, especially if you want promotion at work. If you want to be promoted at work, if you're looking for promotion at work, if you want to move, if you want to grow at work, you're looking for where you can be promoted within the organization, please don't share with your co-workers. They might also be interested in a position that you're discussing with them about. Have you ever thought about that? You're discussing with a co-worker friend about a position that you would like to be promoted to, not knowing privately they want to be promoted to that position. What do you think they're going to do to you? What do you think will happen to you? Sally wants that position. Sally is your bestie at work. She wants that position. She has never told you about it. And you are telling her that, oh, Sally, do you know I would like to be promoted to assistant manager? I would like to be promoted to assistant manager. I'd like to handle like the architectural department. If you're working for a big recruitment company, I work in recruitment, so so please, and Sally has been looking at that department. She's always been looking at working with architects, and you are interested in it. That is your ambition. Instead of you to keep it quietly, you're telling Sally that, oh, Sally, I'd love to be assistant manager in that department. I'd like to take care of the architects because they are all well behaved, so I'm really looking at putting an application towards that. Come on, Sally is interested in that as well. She wants to have that job, and you're telling her. And then Sally knows a lot already about you because you've been like telling Sally a lot. What do you think Sally will do? Between us, what do you think Sally will do? So please keep your career ambitions to yourself. Do not share with your co-workers. Some co-workers might have your back. It's rare, but most often than not, we are advised not to make our co-workers friends. And there are certain things you don't share. Do not share. Please, again, I'll use Sally as an example. You are looking for another job somewhere else, and you're telling Sally, you just sent in an application, or you just put in an application for another job somewhere else, and you're telling your co-workers, you don't have the job yet. You don't have the job yet. You just put in an application. You tell Sally goes and tells the boss that you are looking for another job. What happens to you? You tell me, please. Please, these are things you don't share with your colleagues. They are colleagues. Share with your family members. Share with people at home. Share with people out of work. Don't share this information with your colleagues at work. They might want what you want. Please, if you're looking for another job, if you've sent an application for another job somewhere else, don't share with your colleagues. Yeah, they might be your bestie at work. You might think they're your bestie at work. Don't share with them. You don't have the job yet. Remember that you don't have the job yet. You just applied. You haven't been shortlisted yet. You just applied for the job somewhere else. You have a job. Yes, you might not be satisfied with your present job, but while searching for another job somewhere else, while searching for greener pasture somewhere else, keep it private. Keep it to yourself, please. Do not share. Don't share. I cannot stress this enough. Just imagine a situation or a scenario where you share with colleagues that you've sent in application, or you've put in application somewhere else for a job. It's better paid. You're going to get a service car. You're going to get all kind of remuneration, and you end up not getting that job. And then your friends, your colleagues' friends, know about it. They would keep asking, oh, you're still here. Why are you still here? Some of them must have gone as far as telling your managers that, she sent an application and I'm sure she didn't get the job. That's why she's still here. She didn't get the job. What do you think? Let's say you were due for promotion and your managers were thinking about, giving you that promotion, and now you have gone and told everyone at work that, you sent an application somewhere and you didn't get the job. What will that do to your career in that organization? So please do not share this information with your colleagues at work. It's unnecessary. Come to think about it, it's unnecessary. Remember that saying, at work, please don't share your money with colleagues. Don't share your money, your honey, or your next move. Just have that in mind. Don't share at work. Please do not share. Again, I'll just keep saying your colleagues at work and not your friends. So these are things you do not share with your colleagues at work. They will end up coming to hurt you. They'll end up coming to haunt you sometimes, especially if you're looking for a job and you don't get it, and everyone at work knows already that, oh, she sent an application, she's been looking elsewhere, there's nothing else, or she wasn't, yeah, she was shortlisted but she didn't get the job, things like that. So please just keep your ambitions to yourself. You're looking for a job somewhere else, keep it to yourself. Another thing you should not share with your colleagues at work is information from the hierarchy. You might be a supervisor. Let's say you're a supervisor at work, and your boss at work shares something with you, something about the organization, something about your company with you, and they go, oh, Sally, this is what's gonna happen, for the next season, we are going to be sharing tickets to staff member, we are going to be having employee meetings, we are going to be having employee of the month. Every month we are going to be maybe sending the employee of the month to Canada for 1 week. No one knows about it yet. No one knows that this information is good information to share with colleagues. But no, your boss told you. The organization is still discussing about that, and because Sally thinks, oh, you're the supervisor, because your boss thinks, oh, because you are the supervisor, I'm going to share with you. Next season, we are going to be sending employees to Canada, maybe something like that. Let me just use that. And you go and tell everyone that, oh my God, next season the organization is going to be sending employee of the month to Canada for a week. You go and tell everyone in the organization, or you tell just one person, your bestie at work, you tell them that, oh, do you know the boss told me in private that next season the organization will be sending every employee of the month to Canada. Now the boss gets to hear it. It did not come from the organization. It came from you. You told your bestie at work. You told Sally. Now Sally has told everyone at work. That is something your manager told you in private. So whatever your manager, your boss at work tells you in private, please don't share. It doesn't matter how small the information is. Sometimes they will tell you information you would know. They will tell you information that should you share the information, it will help boost the morale of other employees. That is different. But this one is something that the company has not finalized on. They are still deciding on what to do, and your manager just came to you and said, oh, do you know we might be doing this next season? And you go ahead and tell everyone. Or you just told Sally. Let's say you told Sally. Now Sally has told everyone. Now that information has gotten back to your manager, and now the manager was like, Sally, so who told you? And Sally said it was you. So will your manager trust you again? It will go around that, oh, Sally told us. And Sally will say, yeah, you told Sally because you told Sally. Now Sally's told everyone, And who gets the bad name? You get the bad name. Will people trust you again? No. Will your manager share information with you again? I don't think so. So please do not share information that your manager shares with you with a colleague at work, especially if you're not sure. There are certain information that you can share. I don't know, but if I were to be asked, I'll tell you, when someone up above you, like your manager or your supervisor, shares information with you, please just keep it to yourself. Don't share it to the whole workforce. Don't share it to your bestie at work. It might come back to hurt you. Just sharing one information. I remember I was working somewhere, and there was this lady very close to the manager, and she shared that information was very vital. The manager told her, because they worked in the same office, and what she did was she shared it with the whole not the whole workforce. She shared it with her bestie at work, and then it got to everyone, and it got back to the manager. And do you know, this lady, she was so loved, but she ended up leaving the job because it was just too much. It was like, yeah, you told me, you know, you don't want that. Oh yeah, it was Margaret who said it, and then Margaret was like, yeah, but I told just you, you know. And then it went back and forth, and Margaret ended up leaving. She just left the company. It was just too much for her. You know, it was too much for. I felt sorry for her because she just told one person, and it ended up going round, and it went back to the manager who told her. You know, and she agreed. She accepted. She was like, yeah, I said it, but I just told this one person. She just told Florence, and Florence told her own friend, and then it went back to the manager. So please, yeah, so please, please, this is your connection. My connection. All right. Yes, so please do not share. Hello, how are you? The happy gone. How are you today? How are you? Hope you are doing well. Good to have you. Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one. It's a good one. How are you, the spirit, the happy gone? How are you today? Good to have you again. Hello, how are you? Oh, you're always here, very supportive. I do appreciate you. Thanks very much for always coming back. I do appreciate you profoundly. Thanks everyone for stopping by. How are you today? What have you had for lunch? Again, today, this is what I had. If you have not had this before, try it. This is what I had again for brunch. Have you tried it? It's from M&S. It's yummy-licious. It's yummy. Wonderful. Yeah, oh good. Always good to have you around the happy gun. Thanks, guys. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, please, pretty please. Okay, that was the third point. Please do not share information with your colleagues at work or your co-workers. Remember, they are not your friends. Your co-workers are your co-workers. They are not friends. If you've got things to share, please share them with your friends at home. Do not share information that is discussed, let's say, at the office with your managers. Don't discuss it with your colleagues, you know, during break. It will come back to hurt you, you know. So please, another thing you should not share is your personal information. Please don't share personal issues about your love life. Don't share with your colleagues at work. Do not share anything about your work life. Don't. It's a no. Your love life, you're having issues with your partner, you know, things are not going on well with your partner. Don't share with your colleagues, because you share with one colleague. Let's say you share with Sally again. Sally will end up telling Margaret. Margaret will end up telling Sue. Sue will end up telling Paul, and then it goes like that, and everyone is going to know about what is happening in your private life. And we really don't want that, do we? We don't want that. You don't want everyone at work to know what is happening. You might think, oh, I'll tell just Sally. Sally is my bestie at work. Sally is not your bestie. Sally is your colleague. You might think Sally is your bestie, but Sally knows you are a colleague. Sally knows the difference. You know, Sally knows there's a boundary, and she set that boundary, you know. Yeah, hello, how are you, Shah? Hello, hi, how are you? Where are you watching from? New Delhi? Good to have you around from India. Thank you. Thanks for stopping by. So please don't share. You might think Sally is your bestie. Sally is not your bestie. You share anything with Sally, Sally is going to share with someone else at work, and it's going to go round. It's your personal life, you know. So don't share. Do not share. Again, I repeat, don't share this information. Again, remember, it's always said that don't talk about your money at work. Your money. For example, if you are having an increase in salary, if you are getting remuneration from the organization, don't go telling your colleagues, because you might cause a lot of trouble at work. If you are getting an increase in salary, it's because you're putting in the work. It's because maybe you've gone for extra training or something like that. Don't go sharing with your colleagues, because you might actually cause trouble at work. Your salary has been increased, or um you have been remunerated, or you have got remuneration from work, because you are putting in more work. Maybe you come in at 6 o'clock instead of 7 o'clock. Maybe you start early. You're doing things that are beneficial to the organization, and now they've increased your salary. Instead of you to just enjoy it, you've gone now and shared with the whole organization. Now everyone is asking, what do you do extra that you have got an increase in salary? Why just you? Why you? What are you doing to yourself? Do you think that is good? It's not good on you. So if you get an increase in salary at work, please just enjoy it. Don't share with everyone else. Some employees might even go, so people don't earn the same. Do you know that you can be working with someone and they go on a course privately? Let me give you a scenario at work. I was working with someone at work, and there was this lady. She went and she did a public speaking course. She joined public speaking. She did a course in public speaking. Initially, she could not represent the organization in public, but after her public speaking course, she could go out. The company used to like send her out, and she would go out and represent the company in public. She got an increase in salary. I know that, but she didn't tell anyone, because she never used to go out and represent the company. But after her public speaking course, which she carried on doing, she never stopped. She just carried on. But she was always bringing those certificates, that she got certificates for this, and she presented it all the time to HR. So I know obviously that she got an increase in salary because of personal development. So if you are at work with someone, or if you improve on yourself on a regular basis by going for further training and things like that, come on, you will get an increase in salary, especially if you take your certificate to HR or to your bosses and tell them that, oh, you know what, now I can represent this company in public. I can stand and speak in front of people. I can speak to clients. With all these things plus your certificate, and they can see that you can actually do it, they will increase your salary. But should you now go and tell everyone in the organization that, oh, I got an increase in salary, I've got 500 pounds more than you, you earn 4,000, I'm having 4,500. It doesn't make sense. Please, please, please keep the things you should keep at work private. Your money, don't discuss it with your colleagues. Your honey, don't discuss it with your colleague. Or your next move, don't discuss them. Don't discuss them, because they'll come back to hurt you. Please always remember that your colleagues at work are not your friends. This one, I cannot stress it enough. You might think because people are friendly with you, we always confuse people being friendly with being friends. When someone is friendly with you, that does not mean that they are your friends. They're not your friends. They're just friendly, which is okay. We should be friendly with colleagues. You have to be. You should be friendly with colleagues. Fridays, in most organizations and most offices, on Fridays, colleagues go out for a drink. You go out for a drink. You can just talk, lightly. You go for a drink. Most Fridays, employees go out for a drink. That is fine. Go for a drink with your co-workers. After that, you go home. Don't start telling them about your private life because you're having a drink together. Maybe you have one too many, and you start telling them about your private life. Please don't. You're at work, you go for a drink with employees, especially Fridays. That's the day when everything happens. On Friday, you want to go out with your, after work, you go out and have a good time with your co-workers that are not friends. Please remember that co-workers. You're going for a drink with your co-workers, not friends. Don't mistake them. Don't start oversharing. Don't start telling them what you should not be telling them, because whatever you tell your co-workers, whatever you tell your colleagues at work, be ready to hear it at work on Monday. It's a Friday, you're telling them something that you shouldn't be telling them. You will hear it on Monday. They will tell someone else, oh my God, do you know this person is going through this? Do you know this person is going through this? Sometimes they would go, if you share information that you should not be sharing, especially when it comes from the top of the hierarchy, they are going to make sure it gets there. So please do not do it. Keep your personal life personal and your professional life professional. If you're working and you go for extra development, you go for personal, or you go for professional development, please make sure you take those certificates back to HR, because most often than not, when you improve on yourself, you are more likely to get an increase in salary, especially when you do things like public speaking, where you can represent the company in public. Take your certificates to HR, and you are more than likely to get an increase in salary. So even if you do it personally, as in you pay for it, make sure you take your certificates to HR. That's another thing. So please, today, if you just join in, today we are talking about things that you shouldn't be sharing with colleagues at work, things you don't talk about, things not to talk about at work. And if this is your first time seeing me, I'm Cecilia. On this channel, we talk about relationships and we talk about fashion. I love fashion. I live for fashion. So I've got plenty of videos on fashion. I change different outfits, casual to. So just go and check. And sometimes I share things on career, jobs, and things like that, just because I used to work in HR, let's put it that way. So that is that. So please, things not to share at work. The first one was your career ambition. Don't share that with employees or with your co-workers. It will come back to hurt you. That's the first one. If you want to share your career ambitions, or you should share them with people who can help you, people who can help you move forward, people who can help you make that upward mobility. If you want to make upward mobility at work, share them with people who would push you up. Share them with people who are above you, people who you are sure will help you move up the ladder at work. Don't share them with people who will pull you down. No, there are some employees, some colleagues who want what you want from the organization. They're looking at some of those positions that you are looking at as well. Some of those positions you want to get onto, some of those positions you want to occupy at the top of the ladder somewhere. Maybe you are a supervisor and you want to become a manager in a particular department. Please don't share with your colleagues at work. That colleague you're sharing this information with might want that position as well. What do you think they're going to do when you tell them? So please, that was the first point we made today. The second point is information from your bosses at the top. Don't share them. Don't share. Someone tells you something about the organization is planning to do something in the future, and your boss confides in you. Please keep it to yourself. Don't share it with Sally, your colleague. Sally might tell someone else and it might get to the boss, which is not a good thing for you, because now you will not be trusted with information at work. The boss will not even want to see your face, will not want to talk to you anymore. So please make sure you're careful about the things you share, especially at work. Remember that your colleagues, if there's anything going on at work that you really want to share, you sorry about that. You can share. You can share with your friend. Let me get some water, please. Let me get some water. Oops. Yeah, hello best. How are you? Hello Mana. Is it Mana? Yeah, Mana. Hello. How are you? Hello. Hi everyone. How are you? Hope you're all doing well. On today's episode, we are talking about things you shouldn't be sharing with your co-workers. I think we've been on for 30 minutes. We are talking about things you should not be sharing with your co-workers. And if today is your first time seeing me, I'm Cecilia. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Please, have you done so? Go on, press that button. Press it. Okay, so that is the second point. The third one was personal information. We've talked about that as well. So you don't share your career ambition, you don't share your next move. Let's say you are looking for employment somewhere else. Please do not share with your present colleagues. If you're looking for employment somewhere else, keep it to yourself. Do not share with your colleagues. What if you share with your colleagues and you don't get the job? What happens? Please do not share with your colleagues. Don't share that information as well. Don't share your personal information with your colleagues. Do not share them. Another thing you shouldn't be sharing is your social media account. Don't share your social media account with your colleagues at work. Don't share. It's a no. Because now they know everything that is happening in your life, where you're going to, where you're traveling to. Keep your social media private. They are your colleagues at work. If you have a WhatsApp work group, yeah, that's fine. You can share whatever happens at work in that group, whatever you want to share within that group. That is fine. But do not share your social media, because you will end up mixing things together, and you really don't want that, do you? We don't want that, do we? So we really do not want that, do we? So please, those are the things you don't share. Let's say you're going on holiday, you're going somewhere, and you have this particular co-worker at work who you've shared your social media with. Now you're sharing your personal photos on your, let's say on your Instagram. You're sharing your personal photos that you're taking on holiday with your friends, your family, your kids, and you're posting them on your social media. And this colleague at work, this your friend colleague at work, is now showing your photos, your personal photos, to everyone during break. Oh, see, she's in Spain. Look at the photos. Oh yeah, that's her husband. Yeah, those are her kids. Oh yeah, this child, she had this child from her previous marriage. You don't want that, do you? Yeah, because of oversharing. Please avoid oversharing at work. It's not going to help you, rather it's going to hurt you. So do not do that, please. Please don't. Know what to share and know what not to share. Remember, they are your colleagues and co-workers and not your friends. Always remember that at work you don't talk about your money, your honey, or your next move. you know, I think that is about it for today. We have come to the end of today's live broadcast. Thanks very much for sharing your time with me today. I appreciate you. I appreciate your time. Thanks very much for stopping by, Best. Thank you, Mana, for stopping by. Thanks very much from India. Shah from India, thank you very much. The Happy Gone. Yeah, we are always happy, aren't we? We are always happy. Good to always have you by. You're always very supportive. I do appreciate you. I don't take your support for granted. Never. I don't. Thanks very much. Please, if you have not subscribed, if you haven't subscribed yet to this channel, please, what are you waiting for? Subscribe. I'm waiting. Press the button. Press it. Press it. Press it. Press it. Go on. And I'm live most days. I'm live between this time, between 12:30 to 1:30. Live most days, not every day when I'm unable to come. So please just press your notification bell so you will be notified every time I come live on YouTube. Please do press your notification bell. Have you done so? Yes, thank you. Have you subscribed? Please subscribe. Go on, subscribe. That's me for you. Happy Tuesday. Good afternoon, wherever you're watching from. It's always good to have you around. Take care of yourself. Stay strong, stay happy, stay positive, and make sure you hang around people who bring the best out of you. Please make sure you hang around people who love you and love your company. Okay? Thank you again. All the best. Bye-bye for now. See you tomorrow. Good. If this is your birth month, happy birthday. Happy birth month. If this is your birth month, happy birth month and happy birthday. If you're born in June, happy birthday to everyone born in June. Yeah. Take care, guys. Bye. Bye-bye. Remember, at work, we don't talk about what? At work, don't talk about your money, your honey, or your next move. Thank you very much, and bye-bye for now. Bye. Bye-bye, guys. Bye. Thank you.